All right, folks, I have some exciting news for you.
Yep.
And Devin, welcome back.
Thank you so much.
We have some exciting news. We have the latest diary entry of Fauci's diary, the famous, now infamous diary that was part of the congressional hearings today.
Yeah.
But I have it. And
You have it?
Yes. The diary was entered today.
Nice.
Yes, July 29.
Yeah.
Here's what it reads. I'm reading directly.
Yeah.
Dear Diary, today I appeared before Congress and pleaded the fifth 111 times. People tell me that's a record. He's like so excited. What an idiot. I mean, the idea to have a diary, like nobody forced him to do a diary, right? And apparently, do you know how they found out this diary?
No.
So apparently our good friend, Robert Kennedy Jr.
Robert Kennedy Jr.
Yeah, he stumbled on it while looking through the various files of the Department of Health, whatever.
Yeah.
And apparently there are many different copies of it.
Yeah.
Scattered all over the computer systems. And he pulled it up, gave it to Rand Paul and to Ron Johnson.
Yeah.
And voila, here we have. The whole thing is busted open.
Yeah.
It's an amazing thing. We'll talk about that in a moment.
Yeah.
But I do find it fascinating. Like, why did this guy think that this was not going to somehow boomerang on him?
Yeah.
The psychology of all this is fascinating.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So quickly, our theme, we'll make it a shorter theme today because we have lots to cover. I'm fascinated why Tucker Carlson,
Yeah.
Candace Owens, to a lesser extent, Megyn Kelly now, and a couple of those schmucks.
Even Megyn Kelly's
I
in
know.
it?
I
Oh,
know.
God.
She's, you know this.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Hassan Piker.
Oh, yeah.
Hassan Piker.
Yeah.
Why are they getting all this attention? Why
Yeah.
is there so much attention given to them? I mean, it's so frustrating. Like you say, do people actually believe the crap that Candace is saying?
Right.
That Erica Kirk was behind the killing of her husband, Charlie?
Yeah.
Or if it's not that, then it's the Israelis.
Yeah.
If it's not that, then it's Ben Shapiro.
Yeah.
She said all of these things. Okay, so,
She is
and she says it with a
insane.
straight face, and she looks very directly at the camera, like we want answers to these questions.
Yeah.
She looks nuts.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm looking nutty right now, I think. But nevertheless, she looks nuts but she's very, very sincere about it. But she's a BS artist.
Yes.
She knows that this is BS.
Yeah.
Same thing with Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
Who said recently, I think that Sharia law and dictatorships have really got it going. They get things done.
Yeah.
Unlike our messy politics in America, where we don't get anything done.
Right.
Never mind that we've created the greatest source of wealth the world has ever known. Never mind that we've reduced poverty and hunger, like nobody's business ever. Never mind that we are the ones who have innovated virtually every single invention, every single cultural advance, and the spread of liberty. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia has got it going, baby.
The principality. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The kingdom. Yeah.
He says this with a straight face.
Yeah.
And you figure he's an intelligent guy. He knows better.
Yeah.
So why are they doing this?
Why?
Well, I mean, take a stab. Why? I mean, it's when I say it, you're going to say, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Because there's a lot of discontent and they're just feeding off it.
I think that they're addressing a demand. That's very fair. But what they're doing is they're saying things that people will gobble up in 5 or second bites. They don't want anything more than that. Yeah. And people are not inquisitive. They just don't. And so if somebody tells them something with authority,
right,
like what I just said about Tucker Carlson, that somehow Sharia law is better than capitalism, that democracy itself, that's better. That's a 5-second point, right? Right. And they'll grab it. As long as you say it with sincerity, people are looking to be led. Yeah. They need a leader. And it somehow triggers the dopamine in their heads. Yeah. The sense of feeling better about themselves. It makes them feel good. It pays off emotionally to believe their crap. Yeah. That's what's going on here. Yeah. They also know that there's no point in researching this because Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson and Hassan Piker say it so affirmatively with such great conviction, then what's the point of you even researching it? They just said it.
Right.
Therefore, it must be right.
Yeah.
If there's a genocide going on, according to Tucker Carlson, then there's a genocide going on. And by golly, I'm going to go out in the streets and protest that.
Yeah.
That's what's really going on.
Yeah.
So you live in the information age, Devin Goodman.
Yeah.
But we don't really live in the information age, right? It's one thing to have the information. It's another thing to access it.
Yeah.
So we have all the information at our fingertips, and we could not be more lazy than we are today.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I remember once, my mom was trying to get me to read a little bit more often.
Yeah.
And I would get these books from the Book of the Month Club, right? And I would proudly tell her, "Hey, Mom, I got such and such book."
Yeah.
And she said correctly, "That's great. Is it going to just sit on your shelf? I want you to read it."
Yeah.
And she was right, of course.
Right.
And that's the same thing here. You've got your smartphone, and they're very proud of saying, "Well, I can look up anything.
Yeah.
Fact check anything." Well, you don't.
Yeah.
When the Queers for Palestine, this is what we talked about before. They're for Palestine.
Yeah.
And there's no such thing as Palestine, of course, but they're for Hamas.
Yeah.
And they don't bother to ask themselves, how would they be treated were they to be in Gaza or the West Bank?
Yeah.
Really? It's right there at your fingertips.
Yeah.
That's what's going on.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. They are lazy.
Yeah.
And they want direction, they want purpose, they want meaning, and these guys give them that.
Yeah.
And they make you feel like a fool if you don't follow them.
Right.
Tucker Carlson, because he makes those funny faces.
Yeah.
Like every time you disagree with him, he'll go did that kind of twerk with his lips, like, "This is so absurd."
Yeah.
What? You are confusing me, sir.
Yeah.
I would love to have an interview with Tucker Carlson or respond to his interview questions of me. And then he would do one of those silly things. And I would ask him, "Tell me something. I'm just curious. When you make those faces, does that work for you?" That's all I want to say.
Yeah.
I would love that moment.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't work for me.
Right.
And either you have the right answer or you don't.
Right. And
this crap about Israel that you say, the genocide, you're obsessed about Israel, which means that you're crazy.
Yeah.
It means that you have a mental infirmity. And yes, you are anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
Because you have it in for the Jews and for the Israelis. Especially when Tucker Carlson actually said this point where he challenged Mike Huckabee at some point, saying, "Look, if the Jews claim Israel, well, then they should all take a DNA test, and if they don't belong in Israel, then they shouldn't be here. Then they can't use that argument."
Yeah.
And he feels like it was a mic drop moment.
Right.
Okay. Never mind. There's a ton of reasons why that's wrong, and we actually addressed this a while ago. But it's so racist. It's so anti-Semitic to actually say that. Prove to me that you belong here.
Yeah.
Like, what about genetically? How do you prove that you belong to America?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's so absurd. People have migrated all over the place. But a German who comes to America, just one generation ago, even yesterday, he becomes a citizen now. He's equally American to you and me. How does the genetic DNA test prove anything there?
Right. And it doesn't flow because it's not just Jews in Israel. Right. There's different people. It has different diversity there.
Well, it's predominantly a Jewish nation.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what he's pushing back on.
Right.
Like, how dare you have a Jewish nation? Like, okay, so Christians are allowed to have their Christian nations, and Muslims certainly are allowed to have their Muslim nations.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He doesn't ask anything genetically from them. Never mind that the Muslims have conquered every single country that they are now presently Muslim dominated.
Right.
Okay? Every single one. That's okay. But when the Israelis come back to their homeland, in which they have been there for thousands of years, and yes, we do have the genetic proof of that, but not that we need that.
Right.
But when we come back there and we buy the land that's rightfully ours in any event from the Arabs and from other people who live there, that is somehow a conquering?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
There is literally no invasion that they can point to. And who are these invaders, these great Jewish invaders?
Yeah.
Right? Who came from World War II. These are the skeleton-like figures that came out of Auschwitz and other camps like that. And now they have all this amazing power and they're going to conquer so-called Palestine.
Right.
Take it over for themselves? Really?
Yeah.
Who believes this crap?
Yeah.
And then the Arab countries, try to slaughter Israel in the 1948 war. Never mind that they try to slaughter Jews everywhere within what was called British Mandate Palestine, way before then.
Right.
And then they try to, and they'd lost there. Then they try to slaughter Israel again in 1967 with the Six-Day War. And then they try to slaughter Israel again on October 7, 2023.
Yeah.
And we're the invaders?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
But Kenneth Owens and Tucker Carlson, they will have you believe that.
Right.
They'll say anything, and they know that you'll believe it.
Yeah.
That's the amazing thing about it. And they have hundreds and thousands, I assume millions, of followers.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That explains it.
Yeah.
Okay. And now, were you to have God in your life, that's when you start being cynical.
Yeah.
That's when you start having questions in your life. I know that the secular believe that the God, those who believe in God, are somehow turning off their brains and they just believe because they're told to believe. You got it wrong. It's exactly the belief in God that allows us to be discerning, even cynical sometimes, to have that, wait, hold on a second. The reason why we can say that, why I can say that just now, is that you know that God is the truth with the capital T.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
And if it's God with a capital T, then there is a center for all things, and that trains your brain to think that there is a reality out there.
Yeah.
As opposed to, if you have no sense of one reality, then truly anything goes.
And science doesn't matter at all.
Good point.
Because you're actually finding truth. But without science, why would you need a scientific method if there is no truth? What are you actually discovering?
Devin Goodman, would you like a biscuit?
I would.
I would like to reward you.
I would like some kind of treat. Yes, yes.
Good boy. No, that was a great point. I like that. Anyway, that's the theme for today. People will imbibe the nonsense very quickly because of their desperate need, first of all, for easy answers, and secondly, because it pays off emotionally. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
A desperate need for meaning and purpose and direction. Just tell me. That's what leadership is all about. But you can follow bad people just as much as you can follow good people. Okay. There's a phrase that I've been hearing over and over again now that we're kind of getting into campaign season again for the midterms.
Oh, God, it's come up so fast.
It's coming up.
It never stops.
Yeah. I feel like, I make this analogy in my book, Atheism Steals, coming out soon, where I feel like we're the guy skydiving, and the ground is coming up faster than we want it to.
Yeah.
But it's there.
Yeah.
It's coming. Anyway, we're at campaign season, and you hear this phrase, the hardworking people of Nebraska, Tennessee, Texas, whatever, right? And we need to give it back to the hardworking people of all those places, whatever it is. And I think to myself, really? I mean, are you really hardworking?
Yeah.
I mean, so everyone is saying, I don't want to work.
Yeah.
At all. And suddenly they just assume everyone's hardworking. Why? Why are you saying that?
Yeah, or include all your constituents. The hardworking people and then the other people.
Yes.
The ones who just want to collect a check and know if they work, they no longer can get that check.
Well, yeah. And now we have 105, speaking to your point, we have 105 million Americans over 16 years old who are just not working. Okay, that's 1/3 of the nation not working at all. I don't think they're hardworking.
No, that doesn't sound like they're hardworking.
And they're not even hardly working.
No.
They're just not working at all.
Wow. Yeah.
And those who are working are looking, I want to get out of here. They don't tell. Please, there are very few hardworking people.
Yeah.
That I just hate this phrase.
Yeah.
They want you to make an assumption, the hardworking people. I think you're a hardworking person.
Yeah,
but
I am.
What the hell? I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe you are, maybe you aren't.
Sometimes I can be lazy. Honestly, you give me a third day off, on the weekend, and I'm just like,
the next day will be.
I'm like, I want to call in sick for a fourth day now, just because I'm on a roll. But
look, the reality is, people want to relax and such like that. Hardworking people are a different breed. Yeah. They're the ones who say, I like working, I want to make a difference, I want to belt out the best product or the best service or whatever it might be. But those are few and far between.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm a hardworking person. I like to be busy. I know that about myself.
Yeah.
I think, I'm not even going to put myself in the same sentence as Elon Musk, but Elon Musk is a hardworking person and has always been, right?
Yeah.
Well, he's the kind of guy, and he tells it, he said he would sleep in the factories.
Yeah.
And, sleep 3 hours here, sleep 3 hours there, and just make sure the job gets done.
Yeah.
That's a hardworking person. Now, not everyone has to be like that. But the people who roll up their sleeves, that really who go out there and they just bust their whats,
right,
and start their own businesses for that matter, write books, do just plow up that hill. That's not even a good expression.
Yeah.
Charge that hill.
Charge the hill. Yeah,
and do what they need to do to get from A to B.
Right.
That's hardworking. Yeah. Sure, but I don't know what the exact percentage is, but if I had to venture, I'd say about 2% of the population, of the working population, is like that.
Yeah.
And much less of the total population. Apparently, now that we know that 105 million Americans over 16 are not working.
That is not a good sign. Yeah.
So spare me with the hardworking people of Vermont.
Yeah.
Of New York. You'll hear this now. Now that you've heard my little tirade right now.
Yeah.
You're going to see this over and over again.
Yeah.
On the news. Barak said that. Yes. There it is again.
The one that gets me, and it's mostly Democrats, is folks. Hell, these folks.
Yeah, folks.
These folks. And it's like you've never used that word except on a campaign trail. That's the only time it's like folks. These hardworking folks.
Well, okay. So they say these people, they say to these people in their speeches.
Yeah.
The good, hardworking people of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And they're nodding their heads as if they think they're convincing them that they're hardworking. Like they know that they're not hardworking. They know that they're on welfare or whatever.
Yeah.
Or that they're barely working at all. And they're nodding their head. Yeah, I am hardworking. I guess I am.
Yeah.
Because I'm a Pennsylvania resident.
Yeah.
What nonsense.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking about nonsense.
Yeah.
So the AOC is now laughing off this possible rise of communism.
Oh, God. Okay?
So I want to talk to you about that because that's a lot of fun. There's a clip that I saw recently, and here she is talking about how wonderful democratic socialism is. And she kind of pulls it off as though somehow everything that the Republicans dislike is somehow communism and how ridiculous it is for him. Okay? Yeah. So take a listen to what she says.
I'm not here to be the belief police around here. But isn't there concern that, this slippery slope towards socialism inevitably ends up as full-blown communism? I mean, no?
I'm not concerned about America turning into a communist country in like a year. That is like, I think that is,
Okay, so first of all, that's a fascinating comment. Like, it's so absurd to think that America will turn into a communist country like in a year or so.
Yeah.
And she says it's absurd. Like, did you hear that? In a year.
Yeah, she qualified it.
Maybe 2, 3, 5 years.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they're hoping for that. But she doesn't say communism is bad.
No.
Nowhere in this clip does she say communism is bad.
Right.
And to the extent she tries to imply that communism is bad, like why?
Yeah.
Why is it bad?
Yeah.
I mean, like we just heard from Tucker Carlson saying that Sharia law is the bomb.
Yeah.
Okay. Why not have communism? You seem to like socialism.
Yeah.
Why not mandate socialism, which is, what's the word for it? Communism.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's continue on with her recklessness.
I think it's very silly. You just think about how impossible it has been to raise the minimum wage in America in 10, 15, 20 years. We can't even raise the minimum wage. Do Republicans really think that this stuff is going to happen? No, they don't. They're trying to scare people because they don't want us talking about the fact that we all have a right to health care in this country. So they want to call it communist, and they want to call everything they don't like communist, because if people actually wake up to the fact that their elected officials are screwing them over when they get here, then they're going to realize that they deserve better, and that healthcare as a right isn't crazy. It isn't pie in the sky. They want to call this stuff communist because they don't want us to realize that the rest of the developed world has guaranteed healthcare in this country.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll stop there. There's a little bit more from what she says, but this is where we should stop. And she says that basically whatever the Republicans don't like, that's communism.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a straw man argument.
Yeah.
Right? This is not what we're saying.
Right.
People can push for minimum wage. I don't think there should be any minimum wage. I think it should be exactly a penny.
Yeah.
But you're stupid if you offer only a penny. Guess what? Nobody's going to work for you.
Right.
Okay, so just like if you demand $1 million for your little one-bedroom apartment in Podunk, Indiana,
Yeah.
and demand $1 million for it, you're not going to get that either.
Right.
You're not going to get on the low side or the high side.
Yeah.
And there's something called the market. The market decides.
Yeah.
And what you think is appropriate here with minimum wage, because the phrase minimum wage, it's like the phrase homeless person, right? It's designed to decide the issue for you.
Yeah.
The minimum wage. Therefore, that's the acceptable, the minimum acceptable life that you can give somebody is this amount per hour.
Right.
And anything else is unacceptable. Okay, great. But to say she's conflating this all with communism, the claims of communism, I think it's bad politics.
Right.
I think it's bad legislation. Yes, but I'm not saying it's communism.
Yeah.
She doesn't address that at all.
Yeah.
And likewise, the idea of universal health care is not communism either. It's socialistic, but doesn't make it socialism.
Yeah.
Okay. The whole country is not socialism. There are a lot of things that are communal, like the police, right? That we pay the taxes for the police. The police are supposed to patrol for everybody.
Right.
Does that make us a socialist country?
Yeah.
So she's outraged about the lack of health care, universal health care, free or whatever. It's a right. It's not a right. But she doesn't address the things that we're already doing.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, when was the last time you built a road?
It's been a while. Yeah.
To me, it was last Thursday. So bad example.
Yeah.
No, of course, nobody builds a road.
Yeah.
I mean, the government builds a road. It doesn't make it a socialist or communist enterprise just because of that.
Right.
This is the way the society works. And she doesn't get what we're actually saying. You want to take over everything.
Yeah.
You don't want any private business. That's the problem.
Right.
To say nothing of you don't want any prisons either.
Yeah.
You don't want any borders, all the things. You don't want any, two genders, all that stuff. But that's what it is. It's that communism encourages completely the takeover of all the means of production.
Yep.
And otherwise to share it equitably somehow, and they think it's all going to turn out well.
Yeah.
That's what we're complaining about, lady.
Right.
Okay.
And I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah.
She absolutely does not believe in a minimum wage. I'll say she is against a minimum wage. Why?
Talk to me.
Because she's fine with illegal immigrants not getting paid.
Ooh.
Getting paid very, very little.
He went there.
She is completely okay with. She wants a 2-tiered wage.
Preach
at
it.
least 2-tiered.
Go on.
Which is actually communism.
That's right.
So she wants communism.
Some people are more equal than others, I guess. Yes, exactly right.
Exactly, yeah.
What I love about this particular clip, the article from which I got it from Yahoo News, and the title for it, as they describe this, is the title. AOC brilliantly shuts down reporters' gotcha question on communism in the U.S. What you heard, that was brilliant.
At least they're not biased. At least they're not biased at all.
Brilliantly responds. Woo!
And then people,
Girlfriend.
like you were saying with Tucker and Candace, they'll just get this little headline and be like, oh yeah, AOC, brilliant, great in press conferences.
Yeah, she stood up for socialism.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, lady, you really are preaching communism.
Yeah.
And there's no such thing as democratic socialism.
No, it's not.
It's just like promiscuous virginity or patriotic traitor. Okay.
Yeah.
They are dramatically at odds with one another. It cannot exist.
Yeah.
And I'll prove it to you.
Yeah.
If anyone ever wants to push back on you for that, why can't it be a Democrat thing? Okay. Why not, Barak? So you say to them, okay, great. Let's say you agree under your democratic socialism rubric,
right,
that yes, we will have universal health care as a right.
Yeah.
of some kind. We won't put it in the Constitution, but let's say it's a right legislatively. And now everyone's got to have this. And then 2 years later, we discover it doesn't work so well.
Yeah.
Okay. And now we vote it out. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Because I suspect you won't be.
Nope.
Because socialism requires these long-term plans.
Yeah.
You cannot have what she wants.
Right.
In the span of only a half year, a year. Let's see what works. Let's see doesn't work. It cannot work.
No.
You'll have to dismantle it.
Yeah.
No less than if you decide to build a whole bunch of freeways, for, I don't know, flying cars. And then you decide you can't afford the flying car freeway.
Right.
And then you have to dismantle it all.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why it won't work.
Yeah.
That's one of many reasons why it won't work. The other part is that nobody wants to work under socialism because they don't get the fruits of their labor.
Yeah.
And it gets stolen from them.
Right.
So why would anyone work hard?
Yeah. Why would you work at all?
Yeah. Going back to the hardworking people.
Yep.
Then you won't have anybody.
Exactly.
In the hardworking people department.
Yeah.
We already have too few as it is.
Yeah.
All right. I said enough about that. But then you have this other woman. This is another thing that AOC said since we're on AOC.
Yeah.
She proclaimed a provision in the fiscal year 2027 National Defense Authorization Act would expand defense technology cooperation between the U.S. and Israel as a means of merging our nation's militaries.
Dun, dun,
so that they be one and the same.
Yeah.
Okay. So she says this. Again, this is like a Tucker Carlson thing. Nobody's looking at the actual bill. It says we'll cooperate.
Right.
That's it. It doesn't say anything about merging the militaries, as if somehow the Israeli military will now have to answer to the generals of the Americans or vice versa.
Right.
In any context. But this is what they'll say.
Yeah.
This is like the genocide thing. It's happening.
Yeah.
So absurd.
Yeah.
If there's a genocide, okay, I have to say this again. Where are the freaking photos?
Yeah.
And the videos?
Yeah.
And the corpses all piled on top of each other, right? Where are the mass shootings with the Israelis, laughing as they, mow down tens of thousands of people?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
Right? You cannot say that word and then think it means nothing.
Right.
Right? You have the media left especially are so sensitive to the N-word.
Yeah.
Right? You blow up if somebody even says the N-word sometimes.
Yeah. You get convicted.
Yeah. Despite the context.
Yeah.
Like, Mark Twain, somebody's reading a character in Huckleberry Finn who says the N-word. Okay. And then that guy gets censored. That's how sensitive you are to it.
Yeah.
Right? But somehow, with the word genocide, no problem.
Yeah.
Throw it around like it's popcorn.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And it's such a heavily loaded phrase, especially to a Jew.
Yeah.
And you dare to accuse us of doing, especially when we're doing exactly the opposite.
Right.
Israel is the most moral army in the world. And I can say that I have a son who's in the Israeli army right now.
Yeah.
And the things that they have to do in order to ensure that everything is done just right is breathtaking.
Yeah.
And then to accuse them of being just like the Nazis, really?
Yeah.
You know what? F you. F you all.
Yeah.
Not my listeners. I love you all. But those genocide, epithets, it's insane. Okay. Going to our friend now. Okay, going back to socialism.
Yeah.
So we have the co-chair of the Democratic Socialist of America.
Oh God.
This is an amazing interview.
Yeah.
Okay, Shannon Breen from Fox News asks her a series of true-false questions.
Yeah.
And just wants to see where they stand on the issues. So this is the co-chair. Okay, check this out.
Conversation about whether you can exist within the party, whether you want to upend it for your own purposes, a totally different platform. The Daily Economy quotes you saying this at a DSA convention last year. We will win by making conditions so intolerable for the ruling class that they would rather give in to our demands than continue to live with the disturbance we cause until we are able to fully seize power ourselves. Is that aimed at the Democrat Party?
It's aimed from the working class to the ruling class. So the two-party duopoly, the two corporate parties, it is aimed at both of them, and it comes from the working class.
So should Van Jones and Rahm Emanuel and James Carville and all of the establishment Democrats be worried about DSA plans from within their tent?
The establishment Democrats should be worried about the voters and about what the voters think and about what the constituency thinks. And right now they have not been delivering, and our candidates are and have been, and it's resonating with voters.
So Jamie.
Okay, so I want to stop there.
Yeah.
Now, her name, by the way, is Megan Romer. And she, it's not surprising, and no offense to women.
Yeah.
But a lot of these crazy ideas come from women.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now, Karl Marx was a man.
Yeah.
I get that. But Hitler was a man. Okay, but somehow in modern day parlance and debate, the crazy ideas are coming so often from women.
Yeah.
Why is that? What's going on there? Is it because there's an emotional appeal to it? There's a sense of nurturing and caring?
Yeah.
Is that why?
I think this woman, if you can see her, there's a good example that the only husband she ever is going to get is the government. And that's where it comes crazy. How can the government be more of a husband to me? Can take out the trash for me? Can fix my drywall or whatever like that? Because I doubt there's a man who's willing to do it. And if she has a man, I doubt he's able to protect her or mow the lawn. Devin, I don't think he's a hardworking fella.
Devin, that had the advantage of being both nasty and insightful. I'm very impressed. That was something that I did not expect out of you today, but here we are.
Sometimes you speak through me in a nastier way than you do.
Yes. But anyway, so look, that little clip right there, she's basically saying there's two classes, and there's the ruling class and the hardworking class. There's the phrase. I don't know if she said that, but the working class.
Right.
And which are not hardworking, as it turns out, as we discussed before.
Yeah.
But she's, it's called this dichotomy. There's this, everyone hates everyone, and we're going to take over.
Yeah.
And Shannon Bream correctly asks her, are you, basically saying that the DNC, Democratic Party, has to worry? And I got to say, give Megan Romer some credit here. She definitely kind of, pivoted around that.
Yeah.
By saying, no, it's the American people that they should be worried about. Okay. No, you're advancing a position that proclaims to be for the American people.
Yeah.
And you are trying to undo the establishment Democrats.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's very clear.
Yeah.
Now, take a listen, because policy proposals come out of this woman's mouth that are stunning.
Yeah.
Okay, check it out.
We're going to put up on the screen a few of the things that are part of your platform, and I want to ask you, just give me sort of a true or false on these. Abolish the Senate.
True.
Okay. Replace the presidency and Supreme Court as we now know them.
Yep.
Abolish ICE.
Absolutely.
Abolish borders and give amnesty to anyone currently in the U.S. illegally.
As a long-term plan, yep.
Defund the Pentagon.
Absolutely.
Abolish prisons, at least in large part.
Yeah, again, that as part of a long-term program, yeah.
Okay, so no prisons. Government or public ownership of most large corporations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so then let's go back through some of those then. Abolish the Senate.
Okay, so anyway, you hear what she said now.
Yeah.
Okay, so this woman thinks that she knows better than the founding fathers.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it's like, and my metaphor in my upcoming book, Atheism Steals, is, it's going to be on the cover, chopping down this beautiful apple tree.
Yeah.
And then saying, we don't need this tree to be here. We'll just take it.
Yeah.
And this tree will keep on giving apples.
Right? Like, grow fruit. Why is it growing
right.
fruit?
Why?
Yeah.
And they just don't get that.
Yeah.
There's a reason why America is what it is today. There's a reason why you're wearing glasses, for that matter.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at her. There's a reason why you're able to communicate your ridiculous ideas through this television medium, through the internet and everything else, and presumably you took a car somewhere to get there, and you don't appreciate that.
Yeah.
You don't understand why you were there. Just like, the guy can't appreciate where the apples came from.
Right.
And Shannon Bream is asking her point blank, and she says, abolish the Senate, abolish the presidency, I believe she said, abolish the Supreme Court, abolish the Pentagon, of course, abolish the borders and prisons, the last two being some sort of long-term plan. What's the plan, baby?
Yeah.
Talk to me. What is that?
Yeah.
So you're saying that prisons should be destroyed. How is that going to turn out?
Yeah.
Especially for you women out there.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm curious. What do you think? I mean, you have a sense of security. Okay. Women have their hackles up every time they go to their parked car. I get that.
Anytime you change your tone of voice.
Yeah. Oh, they get
really sensitive. It's like, why are you so angry? I'm just changing my tone a little bit.
Listen, I told you not to bring up your personal stuff with me on the podcast. All right. No, but if they go out to the parked car, they rightfully ask a man to please walk with me.
Right.
Okay. And you and I would gladly do that.
Of course.
Right? And by the way, you appreciated when I walked you to your car the other day.
I feel so safe.
I'm here for you, Devin.
Thank you.
So they need that sense of safety.
Yeah.
And yet somehow you're telling them they don't need prisons?
Yeah.
What do you I don't get that. How does that work? And it'll only be for what? What kind of people? For the super dangerous? But I mean, you're letting out people who are the super dangerous anyway.
Yeah.
So there's no bail, and you heard this man who stabbed that woman in the Raleigh subway, I think. The Ukrainian woman killed her. He had something like 37 convictions before, and nothing happened. What do you think is going to happen? You think there's not going to happen the 38th time?
Yeah.
If you release him again, the only reason why he was stopped this time is because it was caught on video.
Right.
And there was outrage about it. Okay. But that's what you have to wait for. You have to wait for that particular crime to be noticed by the entire nation before you do something about it.
Yeah.
That's not prison reform.
No.
That's not dealing with anything.
Yeah.
So the message and the agenda, more importantly, is chaos.
Yeah. Oh,
that's what they want.
Yeah.
And once the chaos happens, then the strong, brutal hand of the warmth of collectivism will come in and tell you exactly what you need to do. And just like the listeners of Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens, that's what they want. Tell me what to do. Tell me what to think.
Yeah.
And most people will gladly do that. That's the amazing thing. They don't want free will.
No.
Why do you think they don't want free will?
Because it's hard.
Yeah, bingo.
Yeah.
Free will means responsibility.
Yeah.
And Devin is very smug about this. He got the answer right. He's nodding his head like I did a good thing. Another biscuit.
I get a treat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here is a situation where people are embracing the idea of no free will.
Yeah.
That's what's really going on here. This is what she's offering. Anyway.
Yeah.
Your government, you get what you deserve. You get what you vote for, at the very least. So it's I'm quite disturbed about all this. Gosh, I wanted to play this other clip from Jasmine Crockett, which is so inane. She was talking about why people were rooting for Spain, not for Argentina because they were racist. Which is so. I'll play the clip, I guess. Do you want to hear the clip?
Yeah, I'd love to hear the clip.
Yeah, it's very funny.
People of color that was playing for all these teams, and ultimately, if you recall, the last two teams, it was Argentina and Spain, and it seemed like the vast majority of the world was rooting for Argentina, or actually against Argentina, right? And why was that? Just give me an explanation, if you could guess. If you'll just let them finish the answer.
Spain had the best team. Maybe that's why they were rooting for them.
There's also a racist history that exists as it relates to
Mr. Bayer,
Argentina.
you're recognized.
Okay, so there, once again, just like Candace Owens, she just spits this out. There's a racist history, and that's the reason why people supported Spain over Argentina.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind that Spain also has plenty of black players.
Yeah.
Plenty of different, diverse origin people.
Yeah.
in the team too, and the whole country has a lot of diversity of different kinds of people.
Yeah.
But it's racist.
Right.
Okay. That's the reason why. And Jasmine Crockett wants you to know it.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to say, and thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. And she's telling this to this older white guy who's trying to just kind of answer simple questions. And it's such an absurd question. And he says, maybe Spain had the better team?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
We're just a team. What do you want?
Yeah.
It's amazing. People, they always have to see racism and anti-Americanism somewhere. Okay. Let's talk about Fauci's diary. That's
diary.
a very fun one. Okay. So today, Fauci spoke at length about his diaries.
Yeah.
When actually, he didn't speak at length.
Yeah.
He gave this 2.5 minute, not tirade, but opening speech.
Yeah.
About how he's awesome.
Yeah.
He's just the best.
Oh, yeah.
And he was doing what was necessary for the government, and the America doesn't appreciate him.
Yeah.
No. And then with every next question, he pled the fifth.
Yeah.
And it was an amazing thing. Here's what we now know from his own diary.
Okay. Yeah.
He was absorbed by his celebrity status.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's the number one thing that seems to come out. He loves the attention, the praise, the masks, the portraits, the bobbleheads, I think he even mentioned.
He had a Netflix series on, or his Netflix special.
I don't know. He was invited to Dancing with the Stars. He said no to that.
Okay.
But he did throughout the first Major League Baseball pitch.
Yeah,
By the way,
brutal.
did you see that pitch?
Yeah, it was not a good pitch.
It was,
Yeah.
it just went nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't even go straight at all.
Yeah.
It's very funny. He privately himself believed that it was a much lower fatality rate for those people who were infected. So the chances of dying once you get infected from the disease was actually more like, and I'm quoting him, more like 0.2 to 0.3% rather than 2%.
Wow.
That is a 10% error.
Yeah.
Sorry, 10 times, 10 multiple error.
Yeah.
That's a big matzo ball.
Yeah.
But he doesn't change it. And then he tells Congress a month later that mortality was somewhere around 1%. Okay? Or 10 times the seasonal flu.
Wow.
He understood that the mild asymptotic cases changed everything. The diary shows he knew the official case count was badly undercounting infections. Well, that has also kind of led to the fact that there was a lower fatality rate.
Right.
And yet the whole country, and for that matter, the world, responded based upon this false assumption.
Yeah.
And he knew it.
Yeah.
And then there was the Wuhan market issue, right? He knew that the market, the wet market, was not necessarily the source.
Yeah.
And in January 26 of 2020, his diary entry says that the market was not the source, it was the amplifier. Okay? And that's important because, well, that's always been the wet market explanation as the reason. But he privately tried to, even though he recognized that the lab leak theory was just not at all, it was bunk.
Right.
He still pushed the idea that the lab leak was absurd.
Yeah.
And and they made you feel like you're a conspiracist if you felt otherwise. I was one of those that said right away, this is a lab leak.
Right.
I mean, it makes sense. Not because I know how viruses look when they're manipulated.
Yeah.
I don't.
Right.
But I thought it was odd that the so-called wet market that spread this virus was only 1.5 miles away from the only, not weapons lab, what do they call it?
Yeah.
The
medical facility. Yeah, yeah.
No, it's not a medical facility. It's a lab manipulation facility. Okay, you can call it what you will. Somebody will yell at me later on about this. but that doesn't kind of raise an eyebrow. Maybe it came from the lab where they are in fact manipulating viruses, and are the very same lab that's known to be very sloppy in its handling of viruses.
Yeah.
This is a surprise.
Right.
You're a conspiracy nut if you think that.
Yeah.
So then there was there's so many other things. He probably took credit for his school closures, then later denied that he did anything.
Oh, God.
He actually bragged about it in the diary.
Yeah.
That he had told de Blasio that he needs to close the schools, he needs to close this, close that. And de Blasio said, "You think so?" "Yes, I do." And then he promptly closed it. And Fauci proudly took credit for that.
Yeah.
Then later on said, "No, I had nothing to do with that."
What a liar.
Yeah, he was. Everything. They was wrong about the mask guidance. He was wrong about the vaccine.
Yeah.
Or wrong about the hurtful impact of the vaccine, the side effects of the vaccine. Everything was wrong.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing that he advanced that was right.
Yeah.
And we know this outside of the diaries.
Yeah.
Then the censoring, that he supported the censoring of people, deplatforming people, demonizing people for believing that ivermectin might work, that hydroxychloroquine, that you're crazy if you believe that. It worked.
Yeah.
And I know it personally. When I got COVID, I think it was in 2021.
Yeah.
I got it. It was bad, and I managed to get some ivermectin. I started feeling good within 5 minutes.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like 80% and I was,
Yeah. I wasn't 100%. I felt much better.
Oh yeah.
80% is a good estimate, I think. The vaccine efficacy was totally wrong.
Oh yeah.
The public promise quietly changed, and this is the way they're describing it here. Early messaging strongly implied vaccination would stop infection and transmission altogether. Over time, the official position shifted toward protection against severe disease, hospitalization, and death, especially as waning immunity and variants changed the picture. CDC now describes vaccine effectiveness as varying by variant, time since the vaccination, prior infection, risk setting, age, and other factors. Okay. It was all crap.
Yeah.
Okay. And they underplayed everything.
Yeah.
And they did not give respect to natural immunity. The fact that they were using, and Fauci was very instrumental in pushing back the availability of the vaccine until after the election of 2020.
Oh God, I didn't know about that.
Well, you don't remember when
I remember how it set
like
forth,
3 days after the election.
Yeah.
I think it was 3 days. It doesn't matter. It was within a week or so of the election. The CDC announced, "Hey, Pfizer, and we're ready now."
Yeah, it was obvious something was going on, with the timing, but
it was terrible what they did.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's a striking gap between reality and what they were telling us.
Yeah.
So very upsetting. Anyway, so you might ask yourself, well, why did he do plead the fifth when he has full immunity?
Yeah.
From Biden, right? So, put aside the question about the auto pen, whether or not it's a legitimate pardon, right? Maybe it was manipulated. Did Biden really authorize this? Did he have capacity to do this pardon at the time that he allegedly was signing it? But it was not. I mean, it was an auto pen thing.
Yeah.
So unless Biden was there and somebody said to him, "Sir, would you like to sign it?" And he says, "Yes, just use my auto pen for the pardon for Anthony Fauci." Unless you have that, it's highly suspect whether the pardon is legit.
Yeah.
But let's say it is legit, just for fun.
Yeah.
Kicks and giggles.
Yeah.
Then he can't argue the fifth.
Yeah.
Because you have a full pardon.
Yeah.
You must answer the question. Now, the best response to that I heard was, putting aside the fact that he waived it, the fifth anyway, even if he had never been pardoned, he waived the fifth by testifying in the very beginning.
Right.
And then, the fifth, 111 times, as he wrote about in his diary. No, I'm kidding around about that.
Yeah.
But why? Why would it? He waived this all.
Yeah.
So the best argument I've heard, and I don't think it's the reason why he actually invoked the fifth, but the best reason is that Biden may have pardoned him for federal crimes, but he could not have pardoned him for state level crimes.
Yeah, that's true.
So had he testified, then, I don't know, a state like Nebraska, Tennessee, whatever, could go after him regardless and say, "Look, we heard your testimony. That invokes a state crime here. You did terrible things to our people. and lied and deceived us, we're going after you.
Yeah.
So in a sense, I understand that part of it, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, everyone now knows what Fauci did.
Yeah.
His own diary did this.
Yeah.
What's funny to me is, like, he reminds me of Dr. Evil in the Austin Powers movies, right?
He is, yeah.
I am the most dastardly evil person on the planet, or he's like Gru from the Minions, that movie, like Despicable Me, all those movies. So, where they say, this is what I want to do. I want to be the most evil person. I'm going to steal the moon, right?
Yeah.
That's what he reminds me of.
Yeah.
Like, he could not have been more deadly to the planet.
Right.
This man may have been the worst, most evil person trying to save his own butt.
Yeah.
Because the lab leak theory would, if that were to be applied, if people were to believe it, would suggest that his own actions, Fauci's own actions in supporting the Wuhan lab, helped create that COVID and release COVID to the world.
Yeah.
Right? He would be partly responsible.
Yeah.
The very person who's telling us how to fight the COVID virus is the very one who did it.
Yeah.
So it's like the arsonist who now is burning the fire and now is telling people how to get out of their houses.
Yeah.
Okay?
So he can be the hero, which happens.
And he'll be the hero.
Yeah.
And, I don't know if that was his ultimate intention, but nevertheless, that's the effect. And this guy is full of narcissism. I mean, really, he didn't have to do this diary.
Right.
He didn't. And had he not done this diary, I don't know that everything would have come out. Everything may have come out eventually, but not with the admissions that we're now getting from Fauci himself.
Yeah.
He can't deny anything anymore. It's right there in his own words.
Yeah.
I mean, what he could have said is, I never wrote those things. Somebody typed it without me knowing about it and then pretended it was me. Okay, that's a working theory. I wouldn't buy it, but nevertheless, he certainly has not made that defense.
But actually, even in fact, I believe his opening statement, he admitted that it was his diary that was released.
Oh yeah, no, I
so
agree.
like he completely blew that one. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
that would be very funny.
Yeah,
but the narcissism is amazing.
Yeah.
And what happened, I think, and you see this from his diaries, he was so touched by the fame and attention he got. He was getting intoxicated by it.
Oh, yeah.
And he was bragging to his diary about how he can't be left alone. Everyone wants to talk to me. Get my autograph. I'm a hero. He was on Insight magazine, the digital version of the cover, where he's on poolside smiling, and at the bottom it says "The Good Doctor." Right.
Yeah.
This is what he gets a thrill about.
Yeah.
And he gets intoxicated by it, and he wants to brag to somebody.
Yeah.
So he brags to himself through his diary. Okay.
Yeah.
But not remembering. I mean, who's going to tell?
Yeah.
Who is he going to tell other than his own diary? But there it is.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Yeah.
But thank God for his idiocy.
Yeah.
So he reminds me of, what's that, Munchausen's disease?
Munchausen by proxy. Yeah.
By proxy.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the disease, for those who don't know, right? That they purposely infect or neglect somebody, a child typically, who is suffering, sometimes even, make them sick purposefully so that they can get more attention and be dependent upon by that child.
That's a great point.
Don't you think?
I haven't thought about that, but that's exactly what it is. Or on one level, yeah.
I think he didn't want this COVID thing to end.
Yeah.
Because once it ended, people would stop asking his opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the gift that kept on giving for him.
Yeah.
That's what was happening.
Yeah.
I think that's how narcissist he was.
Yeah.
By the way, in Atheism Destroys,
Yeah.
I explored a little bit more about Anthony Fauci. This is obviously way before revelations from his diary.
Yeah.
I wanted to know, did this man believe in God?
Yeah.
I suspected he didn't.
Yeah.
And you know what? I was right.
Really?
Yeah. He was born to a Catholic family.
Oh, yeah.
But as you know,
Italian.
being born to any sort of religion doesn't necessarily mean anything.
That's not your personal thing.
It's what you believe now.
Right.
And he felt that there's no God. No, it's just, nature. Everything's nature. Spiritual, maybe. And he's acting like a godless person.
Yeah.
And godless people would do. I'm not saying every godless person is maniacal and narcissistic as him, but I will say that most narcissists like him and maniacal people like him are almost all godless.
Yeah.
Okay. How's that for a Venn diagram?
Yeah.
Kamala Harris would be so proud.
I like Venn diagrams. That's the 3 circles, only 3, never more. Yeah.
Kamala would say, good for you, Barak. All right. But isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So the more devout somebody is in science and otherwise, for that matter, the less nonsense they believe.
Yeah.
And the less outrageous behavior they engage in.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud of that. And it's for all the right reasons we talked about, because we know that there is one truth, and we know that everything has to flow around that truth.
Right.
And that's how we find God, because we seek out truth.
Yeah.
Anthony Fauci was not about truth here. There
No,
were so
no.
many lies. There's not a single thing, from the masks availability to the 6 feet distance thing, to the efficacy of the vaccine, to the dangers of the vaccine, to how we should handle the vaccine, and how we should, and to the censorship aspect of it. Nothing was right about it. And in addition to the fatality rate that we talked about. So this guy is a monster.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
He is a monster. Yeah.
I have a feeling he'll do some time.
I sure hope so.
Look, and he's 80-something now. I don't know what they're going to do with him. Maybe they'll have him under house arrest, or he'll do some sort of penance some other way. But Fauci, I don't know. If he went to prison with even a low security situation, I think a lot of people would be pissed at him.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people will have been told that they couldn't see their mothers and fathers dying in a hospital. They couldn't go anywhere. They couldn't have a funeral.
Yeah.
There's got to be at least one guy in that prison cell system where who wouldn't be pissed off.
Everybody knows somebody who's been vax injured too.
Oh, yeah.
Because of it, because they forced it on. Which he did force, which he didn't force, which he did force. Yeah.
A relative very close to me has severe injury from the vaccine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The thing that never happens keeps happening.
Dun, dun, dun.
What am I talking about? Voter fraud.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So Democratic lawmakers told Fox News Digital that they agree New Jersey's voter registration error demands accountability. Now,
Mistake.
This is where Mickey Sherrill, the governor of New Jersey, said that there had been a serious software error, quote unquote, which had led to the mistaken registration of roughly 6,600 non-citizens through the state's motor vehicle system, which means when you hear 6,600, what does it really mean?
It's probably 660,000 or something bigger than that. Yeah.
Yeah. Add a couple of zeros to it. How about that?
Yeah.
While the company that provides the identity-related security services denied any wrongdoing. Okay. I can believe that.
Yeah.
I trust them more than the people that might manipulate the system.
Right.
And so Andy Kim, who is a Democrat from New Jersey, said, "In New Jersey, we absolutely need to have accountability for what happened. It was just horrible. There was a big problem with that computer problem that they had. We need to try to address that going forward." All right, query, Devin Goodman. Was it a computer problem?
I think somebody used a computer to create the problem. Yeah.
Or they're blaming on the computer. One way or the other, I don't buy it.
No.
Okay, it's like the lab theory.
Yeah.
Oh, it came from the wet market.
Yeah.
Okay? Not from the lab that was only a mile and a half away. No, that's you're absurd.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that they raced to blame the computer.
Right.
Because that would avoid any hint of nefarious conduct.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe she wrote a diary too.
Yeah.
I, Mickey Sherrill.
Yeah.
I'm very proud to say that I fooled the American public into thinking that it was 6,600 due to a computer error.
Yeah. Only 6,600.
They're such fools.
Yeah.
Fools, I tell you.
Probably somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, is this mic on? Oops. Cut that.
Just cut that part out. Yeah.
Anyway, I think you're going to see a lot of this. I've said this before on this podcast. Let me get this straight. There is a massive fraud problem when it comes to the SNAP program.
Yeah.
Millions of dollars, maybe hundreds of millions being wasted and being funneled fraudulently. Same thing with the daycare center. Same thing with the senior homes. Same thing with the COVID relief things. Same thing with just about any government program that gets spat out there.
Yeah.
There is manipulation of the system, even a government project.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know, the metro system here in Los Angeles.
Oh, my God, yeah.
There's going to be grift and graft and corruption of all kinds.
Yeah.
Okay. And somehow, when it comes to the voting system, you can be as loose with the votes as you want, and nobody checks it, and motor voter and all that stuff, mail-in ballots, no IDs, and nobody is going to cheat the system.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to exploit that. Yeah. Everyone will exploit everything else, but everyone knows that the voting phenomenon in America, that's sacrosanct.
Oh, yeah.
We nobody would mess with that. No.
Except for the
nobody has an agenda
Yeah.
to install a Democrat into the White House.
Yeah, it's not going to benefit anybody.
No. And all other countries in the world really know to lay off when it comes to the American election integrity.
Oh, yeah.
Because what's right is right.
Yeah.
Which is the mantra of every dictatorship.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes. All right. One last thing I want to kind of bring up, and that's Mamdani.
Oh, God.
Speaking about socialism and madness like that. So he had an interview with Jon Stewart. I guess he was on Jon Stewart's show, the weekly show.
So it was objective. Yeah.
It was totally objective. Now, I want you to hear how Mamdani answers questions, but more importantly, I'm more interested in what Jon Stewart himself says. So check this out.
It's such an interesting thing because when you talk about the demonization, I always think people always say, oh, that's anti-capitalist. And in some respects, I think it's the opposite. Capitalism, I think, would have faced a much stiffer opposition from communism and socialism in the 1930s if the New Deal hadn't been instituted. If we hadn't had created a more robust social safety net, revolution would have been much more on the table. Without Social Security, without better housing for people. And I wonder if that's similar today, that in some respects, what you're doing is actually a reform movement for capitalism to some extent.
I mean, there's some of the things that you've said, Social Security, if you go back and see how that was treated when it was first introduced, right? It was described as the Sovietization of America.
Medicare.
And now it is thought of as one of the most American things that we could ever be talking about.
That's
and
right.
I think about, when you go around New York City and you see these monuments to FDR, to the New Deal, you go to Four Freedoms Park on Roosevelt Island. It is a sad reflection of the state of the Democratic Party that a lot of what is said in those in those programs and those visions today would sound as if it is a bridge too ambitious for the party that we belong to.
Okay, so I don't even know where to begin with this one. No, look, Mamdani is being Mamdani.
Yeah.
And he talks about how great it is, and he talks about Social Security and such like that. But never mind, by the way, that the New Deal was one of the most disastrous policy decisions in American history.
Yeah.
It amplified the Depression. It didn't get us out of the Depression. It created a deeper depression.
Yeah.
It extended it by 8 years at least.
Yeah.
Because that's what you get when you get all this uncertainty. When FDR said bold experimentation, keep on going. I forget the exact phrase, but he talked about bold nonstop experimentation. Well, people don't like experimentation.
Yeah.
They like stability. And so investors pulled all their money.
Yeah.
And there was no movement in the economy because of this bold experimentation.
Yeah.
How about just leaving things the way they were?
Yeah.
Okay. And let people kind of let the wound heal itself.
Yeah.
Because that's what capitalism does.
Right.
The invisible hand and all that from Adam Smith, if you know your economics basics.
Yeah.
But to me, the most important part of this interview is when Jon Stewart said, "Aren't you just seeking to reform capitalism?"
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And meaning that capitalism itself is clunky and full of mistakes and doesn't work. So you'll reform capitalism by imposing socialism.
Right.
Right? That's like saying, I don't know, give me an example. That's like trying to heal somebody by giving him poison.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's really quite like that.
Yeah.
That's not what a doctor is supposed to do.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not supposed to give your patient poison.
No.
Socialism doesn't work, and they do know that it doesn't work. And yet Jon Stewart is trying to portray it as you're healing capitalism, you're reforming it. First of all, you're just a freaking mayor of New York City. You have no business doing anything with America's system.
Right.
Okay, and you can't do it even for a city.
Yeah.
And you're 32 years old. You're a child.
Yeah.
Okay, and you've never worked. Speaking about not hardworking person, that's Mamdani.
Oh yeah.
Okay, he's one of the not hardworking people I've been talking about, and that makes me sad. This Jon Stewart, the way he approached this, that's what makes me sad.
Yeah,
is that he actually believes it.
Yeah,
that capitalism needs reforming. On the contrary, capitalism needs strengthening, not change. We need to go back to what capitalism is supposed to be: God-centered market capitalism.
Yeah.
Those are the magic words.
Right.
Magic 4 words: God-centered market capitalism.
Yeah.
We don't need anything else.
No.
That's it.
Yeah.
And anything that tries to smack of socialism, whether it's healthcare or Social Security, they do not work.
Yeah.
And lost in all this little discussion, I get this into the weeds a little bit. He talks about Social Security, and now it's part of it. It's American as apple pie, or whatever he said. No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's completely anti-American.
Right.
And it's not working.
No.
They don't even say, to their credit, they don't say, look how great it's working. It's not working.
Yeah.
It's a disaster. It's the ultimate Ponzi scheme. And I always say the fact that a program still exists doesn't mean that it's good.
Right.
Or that it's working.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's, socialism never works.
Yeah.
Social Security has never worked.
Yeah.
But I guess Social Security, it's like herpes.
Yeah.
It's there forever.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to deal with this madness all the time. And then they say, well, you can live with herpes.
Right.
I can't, I imagine, thank God I don't have it.
Yeah.
But I imagine that it's not pleasant.
Right.
And flares up every once in a while.
Yeah.
And it's not working.
Yeah.
But we have to live with it. And if you dare to take it away, that's why it's herpes upon the American system. How about that? All right? We have to deal with it.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be great if we could cure it? Wouldn't it be great if we just stopped this madness?
Yeah.
And that's what I think Trump has done so well with the, what is it called? The Trump Fund? $1,000 for each child, right?
Yeah.
Whatever they call it.
Which is a great idea.
Trump accounts.
Trump accounts, yeah.
And that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, what's going to happen there is that they're going to discover this is much better than stupid Social Security.
Right.
Okay, where they give you back your own money that's not really inflated, adjusted for inflation at all. You get a pittance for this. Why not give them, if you're going to give them anything, $1,000, and it gets plowed into the S&P, let it grow. By the time it's 18, they're 18, it's probably going to be about $18,000. Maybe not that, maybe $12,000 or so. But that's a lot more than $1,000.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then just maybe, they'll continue on with the program, and they probably will.
Right.
And then they'll be much richer and will not need anything called Social Security.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be fantastic. Let's see what happens. But God knows what's going to happen with the great socialists out there. They'll decide to somehow undo the Trump accounts.
Yeah.
And then you just can't win with these socialists.
No.
Anyway, we got to fight back, folks. We're going to fight back. I believe in this country. We're going to do great things, but we have to be in this fight, and you have to vote in November, and have to be able to talk these issues and to explain why capitalism works. And here's my main point. If you ever are in need of knowing just what to say in the shortest amount of time, say the following. And before I say the following, make sure to like this podcast.
Like it.
Subscribe. Comment. And share.
And share.
Okay? Yeah. I'm amazed I always remember those 4 things.
Because people need to do it.
They do.
Yeah.
But okay, so here's what you need to say.
Yeah.
You say America has been the greatest source of wealth generation in the history of mankind.
Yeah.
America and capitalism have been the reason why poverty has all but been erased from the planet, not just America. Hunger has all but been erased from the planet.
Yeah.
Okay? Why the spread of liberty has been achieved at a record pace. Why everyone's wealth today is far greater than kings of even just 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Everyone. Your housekeeper is living better than a king did 150 years ago.
Yep.
Easily.
Okay.
And that's all thanks to America.
Yeah.
To say nothing of the innovations, the inventions, the cures, the medicine, the culture, the music. There's just nothing you can do that compares to America. It has been the single greatest force for good history has ever known. And you cannot challenge that.
Yeah.
You simply can't. That's what you got to remember. And if you cut and paste that from the transcript of this, then by all means, please send it around. Okay? That's all you need to say. Because people cannot challenge that if they actually research it. And just dare them to find any country that comes remotely close to America in that department.
Yeah.
Okay? I dare you. All right, with that, I will say this has been the Barak Lurie Podcast. God bless. Be strong. And we'll talk with you next week.